Vlogsville. Hi guys, TS42 here. This would be my first vlog entry on my way home from work. And so I figured I would talk about something that all kind of affects us motorcycle riders. And that's family members that don't approve or see the reason why we ride motorcycles, even though it's quote-unquote dangerous. So, well, there's a couple different reasons why I think we as bikers ride bikes. One of them, and I think chiefly for me, is that it's therapy, man. It's like Neil Peart, the drummer from Rush. After his, I believe it was his wife and his daughter died, he spent something like 5 years on the back of a motorcycle. He took a 55,000-mile drive to nowhere just to sort of, you know, put his head together, man. That was all done on the back of a motorcycle, and he wrote a book about it. It was a really good book. I highly recommend it. But yeah, you'll never see a motorcycle outside a psychiatrist's office because, well, it's like, you know, it's therapy. You know, if I've had a bad day, there's nothing like getting on the back of my bike and going for a ride. And there's me looking for 6th gear when there's only 5. So yeah, it's not just it's not just the feeling that you get out of riding a bike, which I got to tell you is the best part, and it's, you know, the primary reason why I ride. The other reason is going to be, you know, a social one. I mean, it's definitely it opens doors for you. I mean, you're infinitely or immediately accepted as soon as you walk into any bike night or any sort of, you know, biker themed event, simply because you own a bike, and there's no other reason. You check out those clouds. Hope it doesn't rain. So yeah, I mean, there's the social aspect. I mean, you basically bought yourself a ticket into the biker club, if you will, and you can identify with other bikers that way. So it's a social thing. It's a, you know, philosophy thing, and it's economical. Motorcycle insurance is relatively cheap. I mean, depending on what you ride. Gas, of course, you get better gas mileage, also depending on what you ride and how you ride. Maintenance is relatively cheap, especially for this bike. This is a KLR 650, and maintenance on this bike, you pretty much do it all myself. I don't recommend the local motorcycle shop here. They couldn't even figure out how to put fucking tires on. Basically, I brought the bike up there and had some Anarchy 3s to put on, and the whole time they're telling me, oh, these tires don't go with this bike. And I do my research, man, but you know, I could be wrong. I could have been the one that fucked up and not paying attention, but you know. So I was like, okay, we'll do it anyway, because they said, you know, we can try. I was like, okay, cool. So I go to pick the bike up. Also, that night I went home and I pulled up the Michelin site, and Michelin says these are OEM replacement equivalent tires for this bike, the Anarchy 3s. And I was like, okay, cool. So they were wrong. So I went up there the next time, you know, to go pick it up. And they, of course, continued on with, oh, these tires don't go with this bike. And I told them, well, you know, according to Michelin, they do. They're, you know, the OEM equivalent replacement. Here's the documentation from Michelin. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're wrong. And that's cool. So I go to leave. And there's a huge front end wobble. And also they didn't prime my brakes. So I go to leave and, you know, first step on some brakes and I nearly shit myself. And, you know, I get nothing. So, I mean, I figured it out. That wasn't a big deal. It just scared me a little bit. But there was a front end wobble, a bad front end wobble. So I went, you know, back up there, and about this time they're closing, and they're like, you know, oh, well, you know, just ride it. And they also mentioned again, they're like, you know, well, these tires really aren't supposed to go on this bike, you know, regardless of whatever Michelin says. And just ride it for a couple days and let us know, you know, if you're still unhappy with it. Because they were closing for that day. I was like, okay, well, fuck it, you know. So I rode it home, and quite unhappy. So I basically, I didn't know much about putting tires on at this point, so I went and looked up, you know, what the hell, how exactly you put tires on, what am I looking for, all that kind of good stuff. And on the front tire, you could plainly tell, just by looking at it, that the tire wasn't on the bead. Like, it was very obvious. You could tell from sitting across the street from the fucking bike that the tire wasn't on the goddamn bead. So I brought it up there and showed it to them, and, you know, made them feel like idiots, and they fucking fixed my tire. But come on, man, a mechanic shop can't notice that shit? They should at least know what the fuck they're doing. So yeah, my local mechanic shop I will not be going back to unless I need to order some parts. Well, and even then, I think I'd probably just order online, because I don't want to support that fucking shitty place. Like, there's really no reason that a mechanic shop shouldn't, you know, be able to recognize something like that. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, now I put on tires because of that experience. I need to buy myself some spoons. Actually, probably not, because I'll be getting rid of this bike come January. I will be getting my street triple, and this bike will be going to someone else. So yeah, this talking to yourself thing's a little weird. I mean, I do it occasionally in my own helmet, but it's usually, you know, crazy shit. But I've got a little bit of footage put together. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. I want to do like an idiot rundown, because you see I live in a city with, it's 15th worst city in the country for motorcyclists, and #1 in the country for drunk drivers. So, you know, you got to be proud of something. So yeah, I see lots of idiots. So I'm thinking about doing like, you know, a rundown of all the idiots I see on my weekly trips to and from work, because I see a lot of them. So let me know what you guys think, and I will work on getting a video put up. But it'll be a collection of everything. Just let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, well, that's about it for me.